Hello. Welcome to today's episode of Ways of Old. A bit of a late start, but life happens and we adjust. We are adaptable. We are like water. I have no announcements other than a congratulations to our Transylvania Beckons crew, who has successfully completed their Twitch premiere and their YouTube premiere at this time. So both those episodes, or rather, the one episode is on YouTube currently, for your viewing pleasure. We are going to be premiering Transylvania Beckons episode 2 tomorrow. Today's a day. Today's Monday. Yeah, Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
So tomorrow. Um, that'll go up at
2 p.m.
5
MST, 5 p.m. EST.
That'll, daylight savings times happened. It's 4 p.m.
Yeah.
It's 4 p.m. your time now. We'll figure it out.
Okay, so
it's all
right
good.
as
We'll
right
figure
as
it
I
out.
have to clock out work. Okay.
Yeah, we can
We'll
do it. We
figure
can
it
do it
out.
later. It's all good. It doesn't matter. We'll figure it out.
It's gonna be.
Time
It's
is-
probably gonna need to be 5 p.m. Eastern.
That's perfectly fine.
Time is an illusion that helps things make sense, but
Yeah.
we all live in the present tense.
I
Okay.
feel like yes.
Someone let Avery play a bard and it's a problem. It's fine.
With that being said, you can already hear them. Let's go ahead and meet our heroes, shall we?
Hello. I am Avery. I am Golden Gwydion on all of the social media platforms. And this evening I shall be playing the one and only, the cunning linguist, the bard extraordinaire, the debonair debutante, if you will, Calamus Akros.
Hey, I'm Luna, or Jured by Night. My internet is in flux tonight, so if I cut out, deal with it. Tonight, I'm playing the sorceress Cersei.
Hello, everybody. I am the Azure Butterfly, or Azure for short, or simply Rachel, Fae Butterfly on the internet. You can find me over at the azurebutterfly.ttv. And today I am playing Ingrid of Sintra, the Bear Witcher.
Hi, I will be playing Relg, the criminal tonight, but most of the time, I've been told that I'm as I was on the social medias because I think I'm funny, and we're running on caffeine and spite, so let's go, boys!
I think with the late start, we all are pretty much on the same fuel source here. So I'm sure that any NPC I throw this party's way, is going to be just fine. So
I haven't had any caffeine since 5 a.m.
Okay, so
Let's go.
Yeah, no, they're getting decapitated. All right.
They're
Let's
getting
jump
ignied.
into today's episode of Ways of Old. And we begin each episode, as we always do, with a recap given by our one and only Ingrid of Sintra. If you may kindly.
Hello. I made a boo-boo and forgot to make my normal notes, but good thing we had a massive fight that we dealt with a Bruxa. We had some really cool clutch attacks coming from Calamus, which shredded a lot of health points. Holy cow. And Cersei got her arm broken. That was a thing, but with also some clutch moments too. I remember that being able to set them on fire. And correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't she like by that point on fire, poisoned, and suffering from critical wounds as well? And then thanks to a generous donation of an action by Calamus, Ingrid was able to pick up her silver sword and do a dash maneuver and impale the Bruxa on her blade, finishing the fight. Once the fight was over, there was a little bit of a debate starting between Calamus and Ingrid over the moral nature of killing this thing. Before Ingrid stomped and broke its neck, said, "We'll talk about it later," and trying to get as quickly as we could to the cart to help Cersei both get out of the current situation, well, all of us get out of the current situation that we're in, but also so she could start mending safely. But we were being followed, which wasn't a good thing. People trying to get in our way, slow us down, interrupt us by whatever means. Until, from a very clutch moment from Calamus, threw some hallucinogenics into the crowd behind us, causing a massive uproar that was able to get us safely to the cart afterwards, as we made our way, Ingrid and Calamus in the driver. Ingrid in the driver's seat. Calamus, you were hanging off, if I remember correctly, for a minute there.
That's right.
And Relg and Cersei in the back, as we got the hell out of that town. With the mage, I should say, the mage still captured. I did remember to put him off, get him off the fire, and then
Mage. Yep.
McMage into the cart. And as we were making our way, as Cersei was healing herself, mending her critical arm wound, we started getting fired upon by archers stationed on the buildings above, and then being chased by two or three pursuers.
Three.
Three pursuers. Relg opening the window of the back window of the cart to deter them. I want to say it was initially meant as a warning shot.
No, the warning shot was directly into the body. That's how warning shots work.
Yeah, causing the rider to fall and break their neck. Are we still being chased by the other two, or did they get deterred?
Nope.
They were deterred.
They were deterred.
Most people would be, if you remember correctly. The one is dead, one is severely injured, and the other is smarter than that.
Honestly valid. And that's my memory notes in a handbasket.
We do love handbaskets. And that is where we will find our heroes now. Further down the road, a bit more distance between them and their enemies. But where you stop, where you decide to make camp, where you think you're safe is entirely up to you. So I pass it over to you. The scene is yours.
Ingrid is still driving the cart.
Relg is gonna look to Cersei. How's your arm doing?
Not great. And she'll actually start healing it. What was it? 8 instances of casting magic healing?
Let's find out.
I remember it being 8, correct? Yes, myself, but
Trying to stabilize it, correct? Or
It's already
pull
yes.
it from stabilized into a treated state.
Yes.
Would be 8, yes.
Okay. I have 29 stamina. Plus 2 to heal. Yep, I can do that. So Cersei will, with her good hand, start having it hover over her dislodged bone and fucked up arm. Pass her hand over it and back and forth, and slowly, painfully, she's trying to bite back screams. I imagine the bone would go back in place, and the skin would, and the tendons would knit together, and the skin would form over.
Apologies, I believe it is 6.
Oh, even
6
better.
inches.
Even better.
I
So
saw all that happening in my head, and I regret envisioning that happening.
yeah, everyone would be hearing horrible cracking sounds for a minute
Yeah.
there.
You hear Ingrid calling from the front. Is everything okay back there?
No!
She's going to check. What's the road ahead of us looking like so far? Is there anything like dangerous looking in the path?
Well, that really depends on where you're headed, Ingrid. You left the city rather quickly, you have choices to make.
Oh shit. Okay.
Where are you headed? Where would you like to be headed? North, south? Depending on what goal you have, your goals are south.
Our goals are south, then. Oh, so the first relic that we were hunting for, that we even came here to begin with to start looking for, is still further south.
Correct.
Which way did we come into the city?
You exited the south gate, so you have...
We exited the south gate. That's perfect.
North would be a wraparound. You could... It depends on where you wish to head. There are multiple paths ahead of you. There will be many crossroads. It's really where you'd like to go.
I feel, and this is what Ingrid's thinking, that taking a slightly longer route to make sure that we're both either losing or confusing any possible pursuers still might be the better idea than a direct path to where our destination is. So I would say we're probably going to be going, I guess, east or west first, and then after a minute, head south. So probably along that route. So maybe.
Then the road ahead of you is fairly clear, save for the forest and the tree line that you are entering.
I decided on west, by the way. I did a roll.
Understood.
Another getaway in the books.
Ingrid's going to look to you and she's going to say, you don't know how right you actually are about that. And I don't like that this keeps happening.
Oh no, we've had our share of getaways, haven't we? Well, go, yes. Dashing exits with even more dastardly decisive speed.
You and I remember our exits very differently. I'm glad you can romanticize them that way.
We can't all be carried on beds of saffron and roses out of the gates every time. You know, we have to make our little getaways for here and there.
Speaking of getaways, I'm taking a slightly longer route. Cersei, we're still heading south, but I'm taking us west first to make sure we're avoiding detection.
Okay.
We're going further into Nilfgaard.
Correct. That is our goal.
So speaking of this goal, where are we headed? Because I know we needed to rescue your lady, Cersei.
Right. Well, before we could do that, we're in no position to take on Renwick or his cabal. We need treasure, relics.
Power. Allies.
Wick and his dastardly cabal. That sounds like a song lyric.
Cersei, I'm going to ride for a bit further to make sure that we're clear, and then I will stop us for a minute so that we can make sure that everything is good with you in a steadier pace.
Okay. Question about my... So is it functional now, or does it need to, like, heal in a sling? Because I think I remember it needing to heal in a sling.
It needs to heal in a sling.
Okay, I need a sling.
Can we make one?
You absolutely can.
Okay. I would say Ingrid probably drives the cart for another 30 to 45 minutes due west before, I would say, hesitating for a moment and then trying to do like a 360 look, and then also asking Relg, Calamus, Cersei, if you can as well, do you see anything off around us from where you can?
The warning shot did seem to work, but I'll take another look. And we are going to look to see if anybody else is following us.
Looks like you're in the clear for now, Relg. Nothing, falling behind you, especially, this time of day. It's, later in the afternoon. The road is fairly empty, heading further into Nilfgaard.
Looks like our
Fantastic.
only worries are what's ahead of us.
Good. And then Ingrid is going to carefully pull the cart to a stop aside the road, if possible. Are we in a forested area, or is it more of a clearing, would you say?
It is, you are heading into the forest. The further you go, the more cover you will have.
Got you. Well, since we seem safe for now, Ingrid is going to carefully pull the cart over to the side and then fix the I keep forgetting what the actual technical term is for the horse strings, but she's
The
gonna
reins.
fix the reins. There we go. She's gonna fix the reins to their safe spot, and then pop herself inside the carriage, and using her only spare shirt, because Ingrid doesn't care, is going to tear it up and make a sling for Cersei.
Excellent. Cersei, with healing hands, healing a critical wound, you will need 6 turns and to beat a DC with each check.
I'm not using healing hands, I'm using magic healing.
Oh, I'm sorry, healing spell. Apologies, I was looking at healing hands. Oh shit. Okay, well I fucked this up royally then. It is 8. Apologies. I'm sorry I keep going back and forth for you.
It's fine.
Just drop that stamina again.
Math, oh god.
Math is
4.
hard. So,
Yeah.
do we have arrows sticking out of the cart from where they fired at us?
They never fired at you.
When we were running through the
Yeah.
Ah,
town.
yes. The
Yeah,
one
they did
going
fire.
through the town, yes, you would have arrows, yes.
Okay, so
You know.
Rogue is gonna hop out of the back and grab all the arrows because it looks kind of suspicious if you have a cart with a bunch of arrows sticking out of the sides.
Mm-hmm.
Good plan.
Yeah.
And free ammo.
And free ammo for the bow. More warning shots.
If I was a true monster, I'd have you make a check to pry arrows out of wood.
You
but
know what? I'll do it. We'll see how embarrassing this is.
No, I'll give this to you guys for free.
Okay.
We'll say, Relg, of the arrows that were fired, we'll say that there are 7 or 8 that are, we'll go with 8. It's the magic number for today. We managed to procure 8 arrows that aren't, overly destroyed from their use.
Yeah.
That's
Oh.
nice. Thank you, God King Ramos.
Well, that could have gone much worse.
Yeah. Yeah,
It-
could have.
It nearly did. So Ingrid's gonna hand the sling to Cersei.
So what
Flames.
happened even? Everyone, I mean, I know you had your mission, Ingrid, and the two of you, what happened to you after I went and had a lovely drink with the Elderman and discussed some business on your behalf, Cersei, but what even how did we get here? Let's start with that. How did we manage to find ourselves here?
Monsters.
Monsters.
The Bruxa,
I'm-
and she's going to point to the literal charred remains of the Bruxa that's next to the tied up mage.
It seems to be a gross oversimplification of the matter, but I'm going to let that go for now, and maybe we just chill the fuck out for a minute.
Oh, that sounds nice. And Cersei's actually gonna drink some wine because she is sweating and leaning against the wall, panting, and just not having a good time.
Ingrid is going to is the mage still awake right now?
I'm glad you asked. No, he is unconscious. I was going to bring to your attention, he does not look well. Being a light, even for the few seconds that he was, having the injuries that he does, he doesn't look great, no.
Hold on, what's my medicine
Question.
Mm-hmm.
If he has the shackles on him, does that prevent me from using magic on him?
Being near Demeridium is difficult. Do you have anything that might help you with this? Doesn't keep you from casting magic, but it does make you a bit uncomfortable.
I do,
depending on some of
actually.
your resources.
I have immutable
at?
Define
10.
immutable. We've never discussed this.
A mage can roll immutable at a DC of 16 whenever they would normally be affected by dim meridium. Success means that the mage mostly shrugs it off. They're somewhat dizzy and uncomfortable, but retain half threshold and can perform magic. So that's if I'm cuffed, I imagine.
Well, being near Demeridium has its own certain effects. So we'll go ahead and roll immutable.
Wow. So, and I have a plus 10 to it, so I just have to get above a 6.
What if we like cover up the the Timuridium
gonna
short
say-
arms?
We'll lead box him.
Just throw.
So that's,
throw.
so that's a no. It's not happening.
That's a no.
It's not happening. I'm too fucked up right now.
Understood. I'll remind everyone that your luck is refilled.
Hell
so
yeah.
with immutable being a failed roll, we'll just go with the standard roll of Demeridium effects, which means you need to make an endurance check for me, Cersei.
Is that... Oh, it's in body. Oh boy, that's a 0. But I have an 8 body. So there's that. Okay, that's not great. 12. Wait. Yeah.
Given that this is Demeridium shackles and not so the system I'm looking at for your guys' knowledge is on page 167. Demeridium with 1 unit within every 5 meters causes an endurance check. The result of your roll, this is not necessarily an entire unit. These are Demeridium shackles, so we're going to lessen the effects here. With a 12, normally your skin would burn and your stomach would be roiling and you're nauseated. But with this not being a full unit, you just feel itchy and mildly queasy, mostly unimpaired.
So Cersei, noticing that the mage was burned and looking unwell, she had the thought to heal him. But it's like as soon as she noticed the Dimberidium, then she started to feel itchy and unwell herself. And she's gonna scoop as far back as she can from the mage.
Are you all right?
No,
Is there anything that we can do?
no.
She's going to just nod a few times to Cersei and then look to Relg and Calamus and question, are either of you skilled in the arts of first aid?
Normally, I am more the other way, but I can try my best.
This is Azure asking, does any player have any points in first aid? Because Azure has 0.
I have 0. That's why I have magic
but-
healing.
I mean, they say that loving and laughter is the best medicine. I can do both of those things, but I don't
I
think
have-
that's going to help our friend in his current state.
No,
Actually,
he
2
has
points in
severe
first aid.
burns. Oh, you do?
Yeah, I do.
Relg, if you could
Oh,
see to our guest and make sure that they're not going to die.
you sure
Does it
that's
matter
what
if you intend on killing him anyway?
Well, we
Information.
need information before, and it's
We don't
better.
intend on killing him.
We don't?
Oh, that's good news.
Well,
and
if
the
he's
relic
reason,
is going to look him over.
Relg, you want to look him
No.
over?
See what I can do with my 2 dots in first aid. It's not 1 dot in politics, but I'm trying it for all it's worth.
By all
Oh no, do
means.
we lose Luna, who
I
is
think
currently
so.
who is currently frozen on a very interesting facial expression. I think we did.
All
I think we
right.
hard lost Luna.
So it's first aid and what?
It's first aid and what the attribute is under. I want to say
Craft.
craft. Yes.
Oh, Luna's back.
I can count 13.
13.
13.
Not terrible. You manage to sort of field dress him. You tend to some of the wounds. The things in the cart itself, Relg, are quite useful. You dip into some recognizable things. Treating burns. A lot of people make the assumption you would need to cool the skin. It's not entirely the case, but you grab some salves and some oils here. Not enough to dwindle their supplies, really, but just enough to keep him steady without having him feeling too good.
He's wearing dimeridium. I doubt he's ever going to be feeling too good right now.
I've done my best. I guess we'll see what he has to say.
Thank
And
you.
if anything, I got a real good fix. That was a joke.
Oh, that went over my head. I apologize.
Oh, you don't have to be sorry.
Cersei. Oh no.
Mm.
Oh, there we go. Cersei.
yes.
You said we don't want to kill him?
Reasonable. He's just a pawn.
A powerful pawn, but I will defer to your judgment on this.
Yeah, powerful's negotiable.
I did find him searching for something in your family's estate.
Does he have anything else on him?
I already gave you the ring that I found on him, and I gave you the flask that he had. I did not give a deeper search. Let me go ahead and do that. Ingrid will then go up to the hogtied and dimeridium cuffed mage and start fully searching him now.
Is this after you stop the cart, Ingrid?
Oh yeah, I've already stopped the cart.
Yeah.
I would like some clarification as to where. Just off the side of the road?
Yeah, off the side of the road. I was asking if we were in a forested area because I wanted to try to go in between trees.
Understood. You pat him down?
Mm-hmm.
On his person is 26 crowns.
Mm.
The two items you had already taken off him, the cask and the ring, that strange clay jar, what looks like remnants of an alchemy set, little bits and pieces here and there, not a pouch, but a satchel of what looks like strange, almost globules. This is a variation I think you would know by this point, especially having spent time in Cersei's shop. This is 5th essence.
Oh my god, give me that.
Ingrid will pull out the satchel, kind of pop it open for a second. Cersei, we have more of that 5th essence that you required.
Oh, thank the gods.
Because you need that for hydromancy, correct?
Yes.
Little pieces of alchemy items. 26 crown. She's gonna slide that over to Cersei as well, since Cersei is the keeper of coin for this.
For your knowledge, it is 7 units of 5th essence.
7 units.
Thank you.
As well, there are some mundane things. He wears another ring that seems to be just a aesthetic. An emerald marks its presence on his hand. You find a strange, what looks like a wooden disc in his pocket.
Ingrid's gonna pull out the wooden disc and just
It's
examine it closely.
This big.
It's like a fidget spinner for medieval times.
Just a wooden disc, almost like a coin,
Oh.
just the size of a palm.
Fidgets.
As well as a letter from, it looks like it's got the seal, a variation, it looks like a noble seal. Opening it, giving it a cursory glance, you see that it is marching orders, essentially, from Herrn Kadok.
Ingrid is gonna give a cursory glance, but then after she realizes it's orders from Herrn Kaduk, storyteller, do you have the full contents of this letter?
The gist of it I can give you. It is written by, not Renwick himself, likely one of his trusted advisors, as far as Renwick can trust someone. It details that if he is to be the new mage in Renwick's court, he has to earn his keep, find what was taken, so that he can claim his rightful place.
Oh, leverage.
Ingrid is
Sweet,
going
sweet
to
leverage.
Ingrid is going to say, actually, I was just about to have her say, it looks like he has not solidified his presence in Renwick's court as any sort of head mage. He was sent to find something that was lost. Do you know what that might mean, Cersei?
Can I rack my brain? Could have been lost in my... Oh, probably. Maybe?
Did you say the Darkhold?
Yeah. Probably the book. If I had to guess, it would be the book.
Finally, on his person, another mundane item. It is a simple wooden box. It has, I am a carpenter and I've forgotten the words for it. It is not a dovetail, but it is interlocking wooden box. Opening the top, and there is a lever. You can see that there is a simple rotary portion that would just, small metal prongs would ping little music notes, as well engraved quite nicely into the lid, the top of the lid. It's only about the size of maybe 3 inches across and 2 inches. 2 inches in width and length are real hard. 3x2.
You got this.
Apologies. And engraved into the top of the lid, when you open the box to turn the crank and crank the music, there is a very nicely done wood-burned picture of a young gentleman in armor.
Rich. Sorry.
What was that?
Leverage.
Hey, we're all thinking it on the inside. It's
Yes.
fine.
Exactly.
Black man.
Ingrid
Both of
will
us.
play the music box if it's easy to do so. Is it a recognizable tune?
Having your backstory on hand, Ingrid, and knowing where you've been, I don't think it is.
Fascinating. But now everybody in the cart's heard it too. How about y'all?
Does Calamus recognize the tune?
I would say Calamus would. As well as perhaps Relg, actually. This is a simple, beautiful tune. It is not very widely known. It is not popular. It is not something you would find a bard playing in an inn to make some coin. It is a simple elvish lullaby. Something you would sing to a child before sleep.
I haven't heard that in a very long time.
I need some air. And Calamus will step out and move a little ways into the tree line. And just kind of brace himself against a tree. Just contemplate life for a moment.
Did I say something wrong?
No.
Hmm.
No, you're all right, Lady Witcher. You're fine.
Is
It's,
he going to be okay?
Cal?
Yeah.
Probably not, but that's of his own accord.
Should we follow him?
I can check on him if you like. I was gonna give him a minute, but
I'm not good at a lot of these social niceties.
that makes two of us.
She's gonna look to Cersei then.
Give him a minute. Oh. Give him a minute.
Oh, good. Ingrid's gonna nod a few times and then, kind of hoist up the mage into like a sitting position, in the cart, so he's just not lying, face first like he had been. Still arms behind his back and all that, but yeah. She's gonna look to Cersei then and say, "Do we want to try to speak with him here now, or should we find a safer spot?"
A safer spot. I think we need to be in the woods. Maybe we can
That's a
make
good
camp.
idea.
A good
It's
idea.
been a lot. Probably get some more rest. Not to say you don't look lovely, but you look like you could use a bit of rest.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah. Rest would be good.
The forest gets thicker further ways in. So once Calamus has returned, then I shall drive us further and we can find camp.
I'll let him know we need to move. And Rel will go see how Calamus is doing.
You do this. Calamus, your friend, approaches.
Is it that time already?
Time for what, Cal?
Something. It's always time for something.
How eloquent of you.
Right.
What was all that about?
I've just been thinking a lot recently, Relg. More than usual.
And you've been talking to people on Cersei's behalf. I don't remember us having a conversation about that. You said you were just going to go check in with the, wasn't the
Just
barrister?
turned into it turned into a bit of an affair. The alderman and I, we know of one another, and there were talks. There's some Cintran noble that owns Cersei's estate, and I have a letter for him.
Did you get to the name?
We'll get to it eventually. What are we doing, Relg?
Talking right now, but seems like we got mixed up in something a bit bigger than us again. I think this time's different though.
Doubt a dose of black venom is going to get us out of this one.
Did you see the thing that's in the cart? Black venom ain't gonna cut it. We got vampires, higher vampires. We haven't dealt with this before.
What do we know? What do we know about this? Nothing. You have all of your things, yes?
Ro's gonna realize he left all of the stuff that we stole back at. We didn't go back to the bathhouse. Ah. I have most of my things. At least things that are mine.
We could go right now.
We could run. Just two of us, but once again, we know nothing. And based on what happened back there, we've thrown in our lot with them. We're in it. And we're gonna have to see it through. Because whatever the fuck that was, pretty sure it's just the beginning. If my luck's anything to go by.
We've talked about this already. We balance each other out. I have the luck of the devil, and I just... How casual they are talking about the fate of that man. We've done things. I understand we're not clean.
No. And I have far less noble reasons for what I do. And you know that. They're trying to do something good. And based on what we saw in the town, when Cersei and I got pulled away, we're heading into a big war, Cal.
If it was just a war, I would understand. This isn't that.
No.
We're being hunted like animals.
Might be the first time for you. It's not the first time for me. We'll get through it. It's better to have friends.
I didn't
That'll
mean
be a first
to...
for me. I know you didn't mean it. And think, all the songs you'll be able to make out of it.
Did I ever tell you that I grew up and I wanted to be a soldier?
I remember a very drunken night, where too much got said.
Is that all you remember about that night?
I remember the night very clearly.
Good to know. Perhaps you can fill me in on the details I'm missing. We should... We can't let them kill him.
If he's an ally to whatever the fuck that thing is.
He's... Relg. I'm not an old man. He's close to my age. He's a boy. I'm a boy.
You are. So, we assessed how much of a threat, what we can do to dissuade it, and if that ends in his death, I'm gonna let that be their choice. This is their trouble, and we'll help how we can. Because we need allies. Because now we're on something's radar that we can't take on by ourselves. We can't. There's no way.
No, but there are places we could go where we'd be safe.
That's very optimistic of you.
You... and whenever you want, I will take us to Doblathana.
No. Keep offering. I'm still gonna say no. We do need to find somewhere safer though, right now. And talk to that mage.
You know they would accept you with open arms.
I'm not talking about this. Cal.
Alright.
Get somewhere safer. Talk. Maybe you won't have to die.
Because of the length of the conversation that's happening, Ingrid is already on the driver's seat, but is politely waiting. I would like to make sure that nobody's approaching us in the meantime that this conversation's happening.
An awareness roll, please.
I was expecting it. Here we go. So my awareness is 6, so that's 6 plus intelligence, which is 7, so that's 13 plus 17.
You peer with your eyes, and you listen with your ears, the sounds of the forest, what you can hear this close to Brugge, to Brugge. It's quiet, save for a few stray animals. Nothing. Soft groans emanate from the cart. But from that, nothing more.
Good. And Ingrid's just going to continue to wait.
You should move. We're still close enough to the city that if we tarry much longer, they could catch up.
I'll at least have to get back and talk about what happened when they tried to give chase. Gives us a bit more time.
Relg,
Cal.
I don't want to be that far away from you ever again.
All right. Let's get going.
Yes. Yes.
I'm gonna check on Cersei and the mage and the cuffs. All right. Good talk as always.
Yes. Yes. Let us make way on the road.
Let Ingrid drive. Last time you drove, no. Mm-mm. Not
We
again.
only hit one deer.
It's one more deer than you should hit. And there was
It
the
was
log.
the middle of the night. The swineherd's daughter was in the back of the car. There was.
We're not going through
Fine.
this again. Don't offer. She's nice enough to take you up on it, and she doesn't know.
Okay.
And Brugge is gonna awkwardly walk off and get in the back of the cart and sit next to Cersei and the mage and just. We're good. I think. Not sure what that was about. Alright, in the sling.
Is everybody
Much
back?
better.
Good.
Calamus will hop up on the driver's seat next to Ingrid.
Ingrid is going to.
Onward, Lady Witcher, to roads marked but unknown to us.
She's gonna furrow her brow a little bit, look him up and down, and just nod her head and pick up the reins once more and start the cart. But
Start the cart.
start the cart.
Start the cart.
It's important
Come
to
on,
warm
pretty
up
good.
your horses
Yeah,
before.
Yeah, pretty good's been through a lot, so she's gotta warm up the engine a bit.
2 horsepower, baby.
um, as we are starting along, though, Ingrid will, after a moment of silence, she will reach a hand into the side of her armor and pull out the pressed white water lily that Calamus had offered to her before, and she's going to offer it back to him and say, "Thank you. It helped a lot."
It is one of my great treasures. I find that luck is distilled into the most beautiful of things.
She smiles a little bit at that, and she's gonna say, "Someone that I was very close to in the past had a fascination with flowers, especially snowdrops, which were the most prominent in the area around Bearkeep." She says with a little crack to her tone at that, but then she just clears her throat and I agree. There can be a lot of power in beauty.
The first time I ever noticed a snowdrop. Of course, oh gosh, it was years ago. I was in Skellige at the time, and we had just brought in a fishing vessel. We were bringing the carts of fish up the hill to the village, and sirens came at us over the cliff.
She gives a knowing nod.
It was a bloody affair, but that's when I first noticed them. Did you know snowdrops, they have a enzyme they produce that makes them resistant to liquids?
She's gonna smirk a little bit at that, looking down for a moment as she remembers someone very specific, and she's gonna say, "I have heard of that. Yes."
They were the only specks of white in all of that blood-laden snow. And it gave me
Oh.
hope.
Sorry, the image that is coming to Ingrid right now when you say white lilies upon blood-laden snow, the smile that she has drops, and instead of just looking down, she's now 1,000 yards staring. She doesn't respond immediately as you say that. And then she's going to say, after a long moment, she's going to say, hope is a word, but not always.
You know, I tell so many people. Hope cannot be extinguished externally. We kill our own hope if it ever dies.
My hope is that the blood that stains the snow at Bearkeep next is going to be Renwick's. And that's kept me going for all these years.
Can I offer you my sincerest hope for you, Lady Witcher?
She's going to give a little cocked smile at that, and well, the luck that you've given me already has helped me capture our mage there, so maybe there is something to what you say. So yes, I would appreciate that.
It is my sincerest hope for you that you will live long enough to one day see a future for yourself that is bloodless.
That would be... She's about to say something else. You can almost see the words start to formulate in her lips that she would love that, but it just drops immediately. And she's going to remember the words that Nyoka told her several times already, and she's just going to say, I am a witcher. I'm not sure what you know of what that means outside of we hunt monsters, but that is not usually, how do you say, in the cards for those of my kind. We live by the sword, we die by the sword. We are monsters.
You know, I've learned something from that elf in there. If it's not in the cards for you, stack the deck, darling. Your future is what you make for yourself.
Out of character, really quick, I want to just point out, Avery, that I've told you nothing about, like, massive, or at least not in massive detail, about Ingrid's backstory, and just for some reason, just super on tune with shit a specific character has told her before. And Ingrid is just, she's holding, she opens her mouth to say something in retort, but then just falters. And she's just gonna nod her head. And one second. She's just gonna nod her head and just say, thank you. It's been a while since I've heard words like that.
What are bards for but grand gestures of words and little to offer otherwise?
Okay. At this point of movement, how far until we're in like a thick forest?
Not long at all. You traveled 30 to 40 minutes. You could make camp here if you wish.
We will. Going to risk riding a bit into the rough terrain of the trees itself, just to try to get more trees around us and off the road, so we can safely make camp within the forest itself.
Understood. As a note for Calamus and Relg, I'll drop it into our chat as well. The song of the lullaby is called Gwynblath Petal.
That sounds so sweet.
You pull to the side. You may make camp as you see fit. Cersei and Relg, while Calamus and Ingrid speak, as the cart continues to move, as it comes to a slow stop. The mage, his eyes flicker. He groans. Slowly tries to take in his surroundings through groggy eyes. Says nothing.
His eyes flicker open though.
They do.
Well, good morning there.
Not the best morning.
Don't move too much. You're injured.
Why am I alive?
Gracious host.
Not gracious enough to give me freedom of movement from my hands.
Come on now. A little bit of trust first.
He falls silent and stares. Top of the cart. Silent. Unblinking.
Rogue is gonna take and open the window to the, because there's like a little like slide thing where it opens. Our guest is awake. I'm so sorry, Rachel.
I'm so sorry. I was chewing. I was like, oh, this is gonna be a scene between Relg and Cersei. I'm gonna have plenty of time to just snack really quick. Ingrid is gonna nod her head a few times and say, we have found a good place to make camp, so now is as good as time as any.
Let's get him out of the cart. Get him some air.
Relg will assist with that due to the cuffs. Probably could be more delicate, but he's not going to be.
Ingrid is going to hop off the driver's chair and then hitch the reins of the horses over onto the onto a nearby tree, and make her way towards the back and just help in any way she can.
I think Cersei would also get out behind y'all.
So who's playing good cop? Who's playing bad cop?
Yeah, find like a tree to lean him up against, something where he doesn't have to stand, because I don't think he has the strength to do that right now, and just look between Ingrid and Cal, because Relg's here if it all goes wrong. diplomacy is not his strong suit.
Idea. While the dimeridium shackles, I almost said shuckles because Sap has been telling me to shuck things all day today.
Pokemon.
It is a Pokemon. Since he has a dimeridium shackles on, Ingrid is going to untie him and then press him into one of the trees, sitting down, of course, because as you know, Rogue suggested, they should probably be not strong enough to stand, and then completely tie him tight to the tree.
I mean, all right. That's fair.
I mean, worst case, she's going to say worst case scenario, we leave him for the wolves.
Well, it may not come to that.
That seems a bit cruel.
Yeah, we'll see. She says as she pulls out her giant fucking Ursine steel sword and just plants it into the ground in front of her.
So, Cal, did you say you found out things about this one, or?
Speculative, at best.
Cersei will, despite having her arm in a sling, she'll still take on a straight posture and put on that face that they taught her at Aretusa. And say, what's your name, friend?
Friend.
You'd rather I call you prisoner?
I am a dead man. I care not what you call me.
You're not dead yet. Still breathing. Despite everything.
I could have killed you when I knocked you out at the Aveline estate.
Fool. When Renwick learns I've failed.
But we can't. Renwick.
Say that one more time, please.
The Renwick, that's what we came to talk about.
Bartering my life for information, is that it?
Can Calamus see if he has ears peeking through his hair?
You can. Through his hair. Longer. I think I know what you're looking for, Calamus, and I'd say you have found it. There's clear, distinct marks of elven heritage. He's not anywhere near full, but there is a slight point.
What if we could send word someplace ahead, and you would be safe from Renwick? Would you take it?
I pride myself in honesty. Free me and I will return to my master. And I will hunt you.
I thought he would kill you when he learned of your failure.
I will return to him after I have pried what is his from your corpse, dear lady.
With what hands?
With what hands indeed?
As Cersei says that, Ingrid will pull out a whetstone and just start sharpening her Ursine steel sword.
We found the bad cop.
Calamus will just take out his lyre and begin to play Gwynblath Patal.
I'm going to make a roll, Calamus.
Okay.
Let's crack into that childhood trauma to make an ally.
Yes!
Wow, look at us manipulating.
I'm the criminal
Gaslight,
here.
gatekeep, girl boss.
Boss?
Wonderful.
Mansplain, manipulate,
Relg is
man
there
whore.
specifically to just be there for backup to stab the man if it all goes wrong. So he's just stepping back, watching.
The desire to
job,
make a
guys.
game that's called Girl Boss by Gaslight.
You see, Calamus, the slightest break. It's subtle. I'm going to give you this information for free, seeing as you triggered this event. Everyone else, I'd need an awareness roll, please.
$20.
19.
When Relg returns, we will have the full party's roll.
Brugge is currently procuring sustenance.
That is perfectly fine.
Do you know this?
I'll pass this information along then. All of you see
Shuffle.
the little shuffle. Please make an awareness roll, Relg.
Good to know I'm not the only one snacking.
I wish I could hear you. What are you saying?
It exploded. I got a 10.
Excellent.
Okay. All right. Okay. So base 15, and it's intelligence and awareness.
Please.
$24.
You all see a break.
Oh.
You see, all of you see him dart his eyes toward Calamus, playing this song. Calamus and Relg, you see him shuffle a bit, move his leg so that he can feel the weight of what is missing from his pocket. And you see a slight twitch of the eye. Other than that, though, he tries to keep stoic.
It's a lovely tune.
It is. You like the song?
He swallows.
Not here to just kill you. We're not Renwick.
No, you're not. What do you want from me?
Information.
About
On your math. On Renwick. On his little group. What you were doing, the Aveline estate. We'll start there.
that much I can tell you. We knew you would return. Something strange about people is that no matter how much they distance themselves, connections are still formed. Your home was a lure. We didn't expect you so soon, though. The sale had to be made. Acquisitions, investigations into you in particular.
Well, she'll kind of look up, survey, like looking up at the birds and the trees. Your lure didn't work. Still here.
with me.
With you. Tell me, why are you so devoted, Anwick? What has he done for you? What does he give you?
It's quite a bit of questions,
I have all day.
and yet I have no motivation to answer you.
Ingrid smacks him.
I'm not going to make you roll to hit, roll damage, or anything like that. I just would like to know what your body score is, and if you have a brawl score.
My body is 11, and my brawl is 1.
Excellent.
Hey, she's not a fist fighter.
But you set out to make camp immediately upon parking. I don't imagine you've had time to doff armor. Ursine armor is a full set that includes heavy gauntleted hand, if you so choose. But you have
Well, it's the
Skeleton.
Yeah, Hindersfall armor, because you were so kind to put the whole name for me on it.
It's up to you to decide if you've struck him with a gauntleted hand or not.
Oh yeah, sure.
We don't go that rough yet.
Blood
Oh,
sprays
do you want me to just...
as he spits. Is that all?
You want more?
If pain is your only motivator, you'll
I
find
didn't say it was.
Oh,
I could. She looks to Cersei and do the little hand gesture to show, like for Axie.
Hmm.
I think at that point, Calamus, probably for the first time since anyone has, even Relg has been with him, his finger plucks a sour off-key note. He sits the lyre down. That is enough! Go, all of you, shoo, go. Leave him. If he doesn't want to cooperate, maybe a night in the cold will do the trick. Go, shoo!
I'm a fun little mage. And she'll leave.
It will take Ingrid a minute to understand what your intention is there, and she's just dead staring at you for like in confusion for a few seconds, and it's just like,
In that stare, Calamus will kind of like very quickly like flick his eyes off to the side and start to walk in that direction.
Ingrid will move.
well, do you depart as well?
Ralg actually hangs back for a little bit and watches the mage.
Yeah, someone should.
And since we're making camp, he actually takes down his hood. Pain was never a great motivator for us.
Relg, I'd like you to roll something for me, please.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to call this... I'm going to give you full choice of either persuasion or charisma. Just charisma.
Where is it?
Under empathy.
So, just straight up persuasion.
Empathy, empathy and persuasion, or empathy and charisma.
I just want to point out that was almost a comical hiss sound that came
Empathy, and
out.
we're gonna do empathy and charisma.
Understood.
Yeah, good luck.
Alright. And I'm gonna add 2. No, that's half my luck. I'm gonna add 1 luck.
About
It's 1.
Rough.
Which brings my grand total to 6.
6.
Yeah, 6. 6.
Nothing shows. Milk. He looks at you, not blankly, but you can see very clearly he's weighing his options. He's computing. He's a mage. He's assessing the situation. And even with that small movement, he's assessing things. But it gives you nothing more.
We deserve better than to be pawns. And then Rogue's gonna walk off.
You depart. Do you all walk to the same direction?
should probably huddle up.
Yeah, Ingrid was just walking wherever Calamus had pointed.
When they
Nice,
kind of
yeah.
get there, Calamus is just gonna be like, first of all, that was all theater. I did not mean to bark at you like that. I am so sorry. This is totally out of the normal for me.
Oh, it is okay.
You're fine.
It
But
took me a second, but I got it.
I do think that a moment of letting his bones chill over the night might put him in a bit more of a talkative mood.
He
Good.
did get burned, so that probably also might help. So, yes.
You know, you would think, but lowering the temperature when without skin too much, there's no insulation. Your skin is what keeps the warm in and the cold out, so the cold will really seep. I meant that with very little allegory. It will seep directly into his bones.
You see Ingrid pulling out a notebook and is actually like with a little tiny little ink vial and little
When I was in the north for a while, and I tell you, the Nordlings have some very interesting interrogation techniques. I saw a man who had only his hands flayed and then dunked in ice water for like 3 hours.
I guess it's a good thing that Cersei healed my hands that one time.
Yes, that is a good thing. This
And
is going to be tough.
They're baby smooth now. I had scarring on them before a little bit, but now.
when it's my turn to take watch this evening, I'm going to try and take a gentler approach.
But I think, yes, I don't want.
There's something about that tune when he realized the music box was missing, there was agitation. Perhaps it's a puzzle box as well. We should look into that.
Very smart. Yeah, okay, we'll do that.
We could just if it's do puzzle boxes normally just contain items themselves, like extra items? Or-
I once saw a dwarven puzzle box that, once it was properly taken apart and reassembled as a part of the puzzle, it was a map that led to a secret cache. It could be anything inside of a treasure box. I mean, it's a treasure box.
Okay, so my idea of just smashing it open is probably not a good idea then.
Delicate craftsmanship normally requires a delicate hand.
As for keeping watch, technically that is not necessary for anyone other than myself to keep watch, as I do not need
Ingrid,
exact.
we're gonna interrogate him using Calamus.
Oh, yes.
I was doing my best, but I don't talk to me.
Can you feign sleep, Lady Witcher?
Sort of. I enter a meditative state. It's like sleep, but I'm also attentive. Up to I'm trying to explain mechanics as best as I can with Ingrid. Technically,
I think it would make the situation more believable if he and I, if there was an illusion of secrecy about the whole thing. And before we leave this conversation, I want you all to yell at me, and then Ingrid, you're going to hit me.
No.
Are you sure? I hit pretty hard. You saw what I could do.
Just not the face, darling. Just not the face. This
You
is
don't
the
want me to
money
break
maker.
You don't want me to break your nose?
No. This is the money maker, darling. This is how we get from point A to point B.
I find it funny that the moneymaker changes depending on what part of you is threatened.
What else could be the moneymaker?
That's not important.
Oh dear Ingrid. I will have to teach you the finer arts of high society later.
Anyway.
But all right.
Fear
So,
and pain aren't going to do anything to that man.
You're all going to yell at me, and then you're going to hit me. It's going to put us on the same level, he and I.
Right. No,
Why would you trust someone who's willing to hit their companions?
I'm the one getting hit.
And you're a companion.
He doesn't know that.
We all were standing around him. And I'm pretty sure as he was waking up, he got to see us fight together while he was on fire.
Just do it. It'll work.
You really want to be hit, don't you?
Maybe just a little.
Oh. Is this a sex thing?
It could be. Are you offering?
We are having a very serious discussion about interrogation.
Cersei's trying not to laugh.
Into your pants for
I get sidetracked so quickly. I'm so sorry.
Ingrid is like so confused right now.
Cersei's trying not to laugh.
Commence with the yelling. And then the striking.
Ah.
No, like this. Why every single fucking time we do this, you go on some little rant with your fucking loot, and then we end up in these situations over and over and over again. Over again.
Okay. Once that happens, Ingrid is going to do something really fun, and you see her eyes go completely steely. She is going to approach you. How tall is Calamus?
Oh, Calamus is about 6 feet and 3 inches. He's tall and lanky.
Okay, so he's tall and lanky. Ingrid, so he's a little taller than Ingrid. So okay, I could still do this.
He's got that college basketball physique. You know what I mean?
How much do you weigh?
Probably like 160 pounds.
Okay. Ingrid is gonna walk up to you, and she was like, "That is one of Renwick's men." Grab you by the throat and lift you up for a moment, or attempt to lift you up for a moment, and said, "We give no quarter to Renwick's men." And then she's going to deck you right in the stomach, and then drop you.
No roll to hit. No damage will be taken. But based off of previous information given, Calamus, the wind is knocked out of you.
Calamus will kind of like retch a little bit and just kind of scramble to his feet.
He's gonna
And
whisper in that moment. Did I do good?
I'd like
Calamus is like fully blushing and kind of like gives a little wink and then like scrambles away to the cart.
Calamus, I'd like you to
And
make a deceit roll with a bonus of +3.
empathy and deceit. 23. Oh, what was the bonus?
Plus 3.
26.
26. Excellent. I will keep that number in mind. Please continue.
Yeah, Calamus will just scramble away and then just be like, "Fine, make your little camp. I'm sleeping in the wagon. You oafs, you troglodytes." And
Fine. Sleep in the fucking wagon. Cersei would
Ingrid's-
just look very pouty.
Ingrid's just gonna full on.
the bird.
With that, with the ruse being set up, we are going to take this opportunity to take our intermission. We will be with you again very, very shortly. We'll see you soon.
You
Welcome
know,
back.
worse things haven't happened.
The discussions of Dollarita, the intermission discussions, I one day will just like make a compilation.
Please do.
Welcome back. Last we left our heroes, they had made camp and departed in kind of their own separate ways. Now, you have a plan in effect. But before this plan is enacted, watch was discussed, turns for watch, things like that. But of course, before there is watch, there is the wind down, the time before sleep that you have to study, to sharpen your blade, to assess. What is everyone up to in their wind down?
Ingrid's probably checking on Cersei, making sure she's okay.
I think
Put an arm.
Cersei's gonna take that fat recovery action.
Excellent.
Can I assist with that fat recovery?
What is the goal here?
I
to
just
recover
want-
stamina.
I think I'll take a little nip. Man, it's got eyes on.
Oh no.
I wish I heard any of that.
I
Oh,
heard beep boop.
oh, kill me.
Click before it starts again.
Making sure someone's got eyes on him. I think she'd take a little nap.
Okay.
Rogue's got eyes on him because Rogue's plan was to go take a nap in the cart, but that's where Calamus stormed off to, and we're fighting. So
Yes. Yep.
Well, if everybody's doing naps and stuff, then Ingrid is going to do. I would say probably in the area that's facing the road, or the direction of the road. She's going to kneel into her Witcher meditation stance and just go into it. It's literally the Witcher's meditation, which is a Witcher can enter a meditative trance, which grants all the benefits of sleeping, but allows them to remain vigilant. While meditating, a Witcher is considered awake for the purposes of noticing anything within double their meditation value in meters. So that's 10 meters.
Excellent.
So someone's watching him. I mean, I know he's tied up and got dim meridian, but like I'm still paranoid.
Yep. Rogue's
Okay.
got eyes on him. Rogue's gonna go through counting arrows
Mm.
and
like
sitting watching where this mage has been tied up. Not really making conversation with him unless he starts it first.
I understood. Calamus, what about you? What does your wind down look like?
Calamus has lit a candle inside of the wagon and is working on writing in his diary.
Understood. I want to give the chance, though I'm not sure if... Well, I'll bring it up anyway. Cersei, you have allocated IP toward a spell, learning a spell.
Yes.
Would you like to begin learning that now, or would you like to wait till prying eyes are not near you?
That one.
Understood. Just wanted to be sure. Didn't want you to miss out on a day of training.
That's okay. I appreciate it.
Standing portal. Standing portal.
Who is taking
working on
the
it.
first watch?
I figured Ingrid is just taking all of the actual watch, considering her.
Well, But he's like watching him, I think.
Oh, like watching him.
Relg is watching him currently, but is that
Mhm.
the first? Who would be second?
I'll take second.
Understood.
We
So,
should make Ingrid third, and then we're sending Calamus last.
Yes.
understood. The night of rest begins. Relg, how close do you sit? While you count, while you watch.
Probably within eyesight and far enough away where if he makes a move, Ro can leap up and grab him, but not like right next to him. So a good like 2 yards away. 3 yards. We'll go 3. I forgot. Ro goes speedy boy.
No fire near him. No comfort. If we're basing this off of standard TTRPG, we'll be watching him for about 2 hours. And he's stalwart within the first hour. No sounds, no moaning, no groaning, just quiet contemplation. It's the second hour that he begins to look. What happened to you?
What do you mean?
Your injuries.
I threw my lot in with someone I shouldn't have. In order to get some status, to be safe. Honestly, you and I seem to have been in the same boat. It looks like you're willing to go all the way with it, though.
I am not fighting for status.
What are you fighting for?
It's quiet for a moment, Relg. Selfish reasons, I assure you.
Can I human perception check this mage?
Yeah, by all means.
This is upsetting to Rogue. Rogue's like, I say the same thing, but I know I'm a liar. Alright, so
I lie about this, so they gotta be lying about
they
this.
gotta be human perception. Wonderful. So that's empathy.
Totally not projecting your own self onto others.
No. Completely mentally stable. 11.
11. Doesn't take much, Relg. That's honesty. They are selfish reasons, but something about the way he says it, the way he paused. He's not a villain. He's just motivated.
Well, we all do what we must to keep what's ours.
Or to reclaim.
One more time.
Or to reclaim.
Yes. Unfortunately for our kind, that's usually what it is. Much was taken.
I'm afraid when you say our kind, I'm not in quite the position to ask for favors, but I would appreciate not being on that particular boat with you. I am far removed, and even I can respect the plight of people that struggle, those that fight, those that have been hurt. So while the kinship, noble as it may be, is appreciated, it's misplaced. I am not your brother. I am not your cousin. I am but a distant fragment.
No, but we're both hunted, it seems.
You are hunted. I am captured.
Be yours, prey then.
This is the truth of the world. Do you fancy yourself a hunter?
Oh, no. Hunting was never my strong suit.
Would you like it to be?
Go on.
Your wounds. If I had what I was looking for, I could heal you.
I've heard that before.
I'll admit, I am not classically trained. But the things that are in my master's possession, the very fortress where he resides, it strengthens things. You could have the mark of pride that you bear. You could have the means of defense. You want to know what I'm doing. You want to know what I'm fighting for. Power. Power to fix things. To change them as they should be.
So what? You get a hold of some trinket and it'll fix me.
Not just fix you. He's not a monster. The man that they're after. He's an altruist. A philanthropist. A caregiver. And a powerful ally. It wasn't a freak accident. I can see that on your face. Someone or some organization did that to you.
I'm not interested enough for an organization to have done this to me.
With what I have, you could take revenge. Not just for yourself. For all of your people. How could you possibly want any less?
What do you need?
The mage. She has something that belongs to Renwick. Something like my badge of office. Something that will make me stronger. If you were to allow me simply to take it, come with me. He'll reward you greatly. Beginning with your healing, and ending with you being the hunter. A champion. A noble, if you wish. Your people's lands returned. The humans under your boot heel, if you'd like. Think of the songs they would write for you, Relg.
That is a grand picture you paint. To be whole. So what is it? Just some sort of little thing you mages carry around?
It's a book. It details how the world will change if used properly. There are secrets within its pages, but you have to know where to look. A grimoire to anyone who doesn't. The key to salvation to all who do.
Been promised many things over my very long life. What makes your word any different?
I have no title. I have no badge. I have nothing. That is what makes me different.
How close are we getting to the hour mark? Storyteller.
I'd say you have about 20 minutes before you can choose to wake the next person for the next watch.
find it strange when people say they have nothing. Because everybody has something. Most of the time it's not physical, though. So. I do hope you find what you're looking for. What you actually need, not what you want.
When I am free. Because of the respect I bear your people and all that they have gone through. I will make you this offer again. But for now, dream of what could be.
I rarely dream. But thank you. Rogue's gonna start collecting all the various weaponry they've pulled out of their cloak. And go wake Cersei.
You do this. Cersei, you are awoken.
My turn.
It is.
How is he?
Not doing too well. Things are catching up to him.
Are you
have
okay?
to talk. I find it fascinating how everybody thinks I'm broken.
He'll kind of give you a knowing smile and rise.
Don't take your bag anywhere near him.
Wasn't planning on it.
Good.
And I'll go sit on a log.
With you, Cersei begins to speak immediately.
Oh my god. All right.
You studied at our Tuesday, yes?
So, bite back a sarcastic comment. Yes.
You have the mark of it.
And what's that? What's that mark?
Beauty.
Oh, thank you. Where did you train? How did you learn?
Self-taught.
Really?
Don't act so surprised. You've rebuked every attempt I've made to watch you.
That was you. Should have known.
I'm afraid there's only so much I was able to learn. Unable to study at Bernard.
They wouldn't have.
Say again?
They wouldn't have.
I am not. They don't have the funds to attend. I hear that Aretusa is lovely, though strict in their practices.
Strict is a word.
Cruel is another.
Outsiders, maybe.
makes you so special, do you think?
She'll kind of look a little confused. Never said I was special.
She seems to
Never
think
thought
so.
I was special. Ah. In her face, she'll bite her cheek.
She talks about you.
Mm-hmm.
Never have I even seen a priest as devout as the whispered prayers of Elodie to Circe Aveline.
I have some.
No.
Say again?
I master doesn't.
One more time.
Fuck me. Okay.
I don't think you want to say that to the mage.
I have something your master doesn't, I suppose.
Well, that is what I was asking. What do you think it is?
I don't have unhinged goals to enslave people. We can start with that.
Unhinged.
I don't deem people lesser than me. I don't use people for their talent.
You think I'm talented?
You're self-taught.
And yet there's still so much more to learn.
There's always more to learn.
If only I had the correct teacher, the correct tools.
My, so quick.
Have you opened it? There's no use denying it. We know you have it. It was last seen with Yuan, who was killed by your group. And if there's one thing I know about Aratus and mages, it's they're greedy for knowledge.
Greedy or protective?
Have you opened it?
And what if I have?
What have you learned?
Just shrug. Tired being used.
I could imagine.
I think about it a lot. Mages being used for our ability. How we used to be courtly playthings. Things are getting better, but not for everyone. She'll look at him, like in the eye.
It's worse for those down south.
That it is.
Couldn't imagine being self-taught, or even wanting to try to pursue my abilities in Nilfgaard.
Something we can agree on. But is it that much better? With him? I mean, your first words being maybe not afraid, but accepting that you would be killed for failing.
He is beyond words in all things.
Beastly now. My goodness.
He is the only future.
I'm sorry you feel that way. It's sad. You should, I believe. There are so many choices, so many paths, so many outcomes, so many opportunities. Being under someone's boot is one, sure. But I think we're called for something greater.
I was not called for anything. I was called for nothing. It was my place to be in the muck and the grime, where R2s and sorceresses lorded their prime and their power in courts. Everything you hold in such disdain, you called yourselves pawns. On the most gilded chessboard. Everyone else looks upwards and all they see is your heel. And from the muck of Lyria I watched. I wish I could offer you salvation. I wish I could make you see. Unfortunately, Cersei, there is no happy ending for you.
No one writes my ending, but me.
You're different from every other sorceress we've killed. I would like to have known you better.
I don't want to kill you.
You will have to.
Why must it be so
So that
Why is there Why must it be so absolute?
He grows silent, Cersei. He leans against whatever tree you've placed him against, and he whistles. He whistles the tune, Gwynbleth Batal.
Who
But he
was that?
speaks no more.
Even if I asked who was that in the box.
His name is Rodreford. And he was my father.
Can we get a spelling of that name? Thank you.
Who was he? Your father, obviously.
He was a soldier. He fought every step of the way. And even though he was a lucky man, he remembered our heritage and he tried to instill it in me as well. Because he was proud, he died. Not in battle, but on his way home. Because the people he fought for were scared of ears that were just a bit too pointed. A village not too far from where we were in Lyria. They stripped him of his armor, sold what they could of his belongings, and impaled him so that the other elves would know that they are not wanted.
And you think Renwick wants you?
I know my place. I am no elf. I am simply a man who wants to see the world properly in place.
How much longer do we have? Storyteller.
It's about that time.
She will sit for a moment longer and look sad. She'll stand. I really did want to know your name.
Give me a persuasion check.
Yippee.
I really feel like I'm about to be the edge of this.
Okay, it's not terrible. 20.
Y'all are being so kind.
20.
Yeah.
As you begin to walk away, Wesrold, after my grandfather.
She'll look over her shoulder. Good night, Wesrold.
Do you wake Ingrid?
I do.
Well, shake her for meditation.
Just need
Shoulder.
a slight little tap, yeah. Just Ingrid's going to get up the moment you tap her shoulder, and she's going to turn to look down at you, and she's going to say, "Are you all right?"
No. I'm sad. Be gentle with them.
Ingrid furrows her brow a minute, and then she's going to say, "I will be as gentle as I can be." And she's going to offer it. She's not going to offer, she's just going to hug Cersei for a minute.
Arm.
Oh, right. She's going to head pat Cersei and then make her way over.
Silent as you approach Ingrid.
Okay, as she's approaching, Ingrid will take out both her Ursine steel sword and her Viper silver sword, positioning herself in front of him. To one side of her, she's going to dig the steel sword into the ground. To the other side, she's going to dig the silver sword into the ground. And she's going to take her meditative stance in front of him, Witcher eyes wide, staring right at him. Silent, dead silent for probably about a minute and a half. Does he say anything in that time?
He watches.
So you have seen my home.
I have a room.
Tell me what it is like there now.
Restored.
She's going to furrow her brow a little bit, and she's going to say, "How do you mean? Taken care of?"
Lord Renwick fancies history. And upon induction, I was walked through the halls of your home.
The home that he himself made barren.
Given a history lesson on every stone in the fortress. I could point to the very steps where your brothers died.
How much do you know of us Witchers? The Bear School.
I know that you are emotionless. I know that you are barren of empathy. I know that your school was founded by a killer.
One of those things is fact. Yes, a majority of us have our emotions dulled. That doesn't mean we lack utter empathy. That doesn't mean we lack feeling. It's a lie. I'd like to think that I am the example of the opposite to some degrees. Though the mutations have affected me. As you can see, the lengths that I'm willing to go to. Pretty sure she does not need to point out her now translucent skin. I am not... The desire to kill you here and now is strong. And it is not just because of who you work for exactly, but also what it represents. The lingering stain that I cannot shake. Why work for a monster like him? A question knowingly asked by another monster.
Because he has vision.
Is that all? A vision of him higher above everybody else, his kind higher above everybody else, destroying all that stands in his way,
You view
leaving
him
nothing
through the
but
lens of
death.
someone who's been harmed.
Ingrid's just going to look down. I'm not as kind as the others here will be to you. What you represent took everything from me, harmed me, and threatens to harm everything that I love and hold most dear. What would you do in my shoes when faced with such a threat that would harm your very being? Who had harmed and utterly destroyed your people?
I would say he is not much different than your Arnagad, whom your school followed without question.
Admittedly, you probably know more about Arnagad than I do then, though I've never had much of the pleasure. My intent, unless Cersei says otherwise, I will end you. You have helped my enemy too much. Whatever you might have gone through, I will not hold that against you. But an ally of Renwick I cannot allow to live. How you die is up to you. Do you die? If you die, taking back what is yours, away from the servitude, the changed servitude that Renwick offers, or if you die still chained, do you die? She's gonna grab her, she's gonna just touch the hilt of her steel sword. Do you die with who you are intact? And then she's gonna touch her silver sword's hilt, and she's gonna say, or do you die a monster?
I will die a better death than your brothers, who died screaming. We found fear in them buried deep
Let me open the common rules book really quick. Going down to the nifty little signs thing that we had. I think we put the signs on there, didn't we? Yes, we did. Axie for persuasion. Roll spellcasting instead of persuasion, and the opponent rolls resist magic instead of resist coercion. However, Axie summons a glow rider. Yeah. She is going to, in that moment. Oh, there's a heated rage building in her as she hears those words, but her face, it's mostly just shown in her eyes because her face is otherwise steely. She's going to raise that hand off the steel sword and quickly scry in the air the rune for Axie and cast it on him. So that, for me, is rolling my spell casting, which will, that's 9 plus 5, 18 plus 23.
You just break through.
Tell me the truth of why you serve Renric. What does he have on you, for you?
He has the means to return my father to me.
That is some ungodly magic.
You travel with an ungodly sorcerer who is well skilled in the craft that I pursue.
You mean the book?
He shakes his head. Axie wanes. It's used for a single check, for a single turn. You realize he's spoken. He begins to scream. Waking all of you. It's as if he's being tortured or killed.
Is my medallion going off?
No.
At all?
Oh, I'm frozen.
Rogue definitely pops up and runs to see what's going on.
Ingrid is just in a meditative stance in front of him. Her swords. Oh, Avery. Oh no. Yeah, her swords are just in the ground, next to her, but she's not doing anything to him.
Darcy will be at the edge of the campsite, the interrogation site, seeing what's happening.
Are you with us, Calamus?
It's just a. Uh-oh. Oh no.
We'll take a quick break. This might put us a little bit over time, but we'll go ahead and take a quick break to fix some tech stuff real quick. And we'll be with you again very, very shortly. Welcome back. Tech has been fixed. We have a screaming mage, and then an awoken party. Calamus, you rush forward with your sword in hand. Cersei, Relg. Cersei, you said you wanted to head over there as well. Relg?
Rogue popped up and booking it. Because at this point, I don't know who's on watch. So it's seeing whether someone is stabbing the mage or the mage is doing something to someone.
Fair.
You arrive, and he is bound still, but scrambling to try to move away from Ingrid, it looks like. And he is weeping.
Well, what did you do, Ingrid?
I used Axie on him, made him tell me the truth.
He usually doesn't do this.
No, it's not painful at all. It's just they know it's being done to them after the fact, but that's all. There's no pain with it. I could do it on you if you want to test it out.
No, just go. I'm awake. I'm already awake. Just
As she stands up, she will pick up both swords and then as she's passing, are all of you close enough to hear her whisper?
There's
What was that?
I
Cersei?
imagine.
Sorry. I'll say yes. Well, I found out that Renwick's deal with him is to use your item, Cersei, to bring his father back to life.
the stuff of fairy tales.
Mm-hmm. It's nonsense, of course. And yeah, the floor is yours, Calamus.
Alice will approach the mage. You're all right.
He is breathing heavy, tears still streaming from his face. She used something
Calamus will.
to wound me.
Well, I have no such ability. I'm just a man. Oh, great mage. I'm not even a warrior. I can't even call myself a thief. Don't believe in any gods, and until I ran across those two, in truth, I hardly believed in magic. You're safe. Your autonomy is safe.
Thank you.
Here, give me just a moment. And Calamus will go back to the cart and rifle through their belongings and grab their winter blanket and bring it back and sort of, as best he can with them tied to the tree, kind of tuck it in around him.
You're a kind man.
I am.
How did you get mixed up in all of this?
Love.
Makes fools of us all.
It's what they say. But I've found love to be very different. can make you a fool from time to time. It also makes one strong. Your master, Renwick, did he send the Bruxer?
He did.
It was going to kill me.
I apologize for that. She was trying to retrieve me.
Did you mean it? What you said before? That if you were free, you would run back to him. It's just us now.
I pride myself in honesty. If I don't return with what is his, he will kill me.
I meant what I said before. I can get you a place where you will be safe. I know people. I'm traveled across the continent.
No place is safe. It is as
I
you
don't
say.
believe that.
Love makes a man strong. And Renwick loves deeply.
What is he like?
Powerful. Incredible. Holds knowledge long forgotten. An ambition that has never been seen. He is strict, but just. Everything he does is for a purpose.
Can I ask you a question? Not about any of this business. It's not my business. Like I said, I'm just a man, and I've been drawn into something much bigger than a man.
I am your captive audience.
If you could say anything to the person you love most in this world, what would you tell them?
Don't fight for them.
Nilfgaard.
Lyria. The north. The continent. All of it.
You believe the battle for the continent is already decided? Then?
For him it was. He never saw
You could turn.
the Third War.
you could help turn the tide, you know?
How do you mean?
It's in the song. Every elf holds the flame within them.
I am no elf.
Are you not born of elvish stock?
My suffering is different.
No, but it is the suffering of your people nonetheless. You fight for Renwick. I understand needing to fight for something. You could... You're skilled in magic. It's what your people need.
I'm afraid your words are wasted, minstrel. It is my father you wish to speak with, or they would move him. But I only wish for him.
My uncle was so claimed. I share that pain. But just as I am my uncle's nephew, you are your father's son. There is no breath he has ever taken that does not live within your lungs. There is no word he has ever spoken that does not lie upon your tongue. There is no action his hands have made that is not in your blood and bones. It is the actions of everyday men which will snuff the white flame.
And the actions of this man will snuff the white flame, and any who come to claim his seat. I just need the book.
Why? What is it? I mean, I've seen it, but...
You travel with liars and thieves, and I can see that you are a good man. The mage you travel with carries something that will change everything. A great frost will take this continent. And from the melted snows, a new era will come. Gone will be tyrants and dictators. You will be what remains.
I don't want to see you die. As much as I'm sure you don't want to be dead.
It would put quite a damper on things.
It will be your choice. They may be liars and thieves. So am I. I've stolen more hearts than I could imagine, and no one has lied to me more than myself. Perhaps I'm lying to myself now. But hope. Hope is the only lie that does good. It's only a lie until hands put to purpose make it truth. What was your mother's name?
He swallows. Clams up here, Calamus. And there is a realization. The tears he wept before were fake. Now he forces back real tears. He hesitates. But he chokes out. Anev.
Can you spell that for me real quick, James?
Anave.
Nev. Does she yet live?
Taken from me.
By death? Or captivity?
Death distributed at the hands of a duchess.
Is this what a Nev would want for you?
She pursued the same thing that I am. A way to return my father. And the woman lied. I would be making her proud if I were to succeed. And so it's true what you say. Hope is everything. But it is more so when a good man's hands put that hope to action.
So you have consigned yourself to death, then? You know the mage will not relinquish the book. Is this your choice?
I have no other.
You do have another. But I will warn you, it will take the strongest of hands to reach out and take mine. I would think no less of you if you were not strong enough. Nev would think no less of you You were not strong enough.
I need a persuasion check, Calamus. As a reminder, your luck has refilled this day.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and throw all 7 points of luck at this one. That would be a 37.
He won't stop. If I am to flee, he will find another.
You will. But it will not be you. You will have one chance for something real to fulfill your father's legacy, not with the sword, but with the mind. Battles are not won by blades or arrows, or even by the most masterful of tacticians. Wars are won in your heart, the heart of one man. It is not desperation, it is not a claim to motherland, it is not the promise of power, it is not the vain hope that he would make good on his promise to you. You may be making the same mistake your mother made. Those are won by the steadfastness of one's heart and the actions of one's hands. Let me level with you here. I don't believe there is a magic that can bring back the dead. Not as they were. But you can let your father live in you. You can let your mother live in you. I'm not asking you to keep fighting. Though you will have to. Renwick will come for you. This is... It would be silly to think that he wouldn't. Childish, even. There are places you can go, allies to be made. And I would be honored to be one of them.
If I am making my mother's mistakes, then it would be foolish to continue on this path.
I will make this oath to you now. In the light of the waning moon, and in the shade of this forest, if the magic to bring your father back as he was truly exists within that book, I would give my very life to see it so. Cersei will need time. There are many battles to be had. But there is no doubt in my heart that if you were to take up this mantle, if you were to throw off Renwick's collar, if Cersei found a way, I know that she would do that for you, if the cost was not too great. If it were, I've not known her or the Witcher very long. But I have a sense for people. She craves a family of her own. She would not stand idle if she had the possibility to restore yours.
I hope that you're right. You are a good man. And if you stand with them, Lord Renwick is doomed. And I must find another avenue. But you lied. For a single moment. Revive him once more, minstrel. Play the song again.
Calamus to the rising of the sun will play the tune.
And the tune of Gwynbleth Batal is heard as the sun rises. And that is where we'll close tonight's session. Well done, everyone.
Fantastic job, everybody.
It
was great.
is very late here. Thank you, everyone else,
Yeah.
for tuning in. Thank you guys for playing. What an excellent session. Let's go around the table. Let everyone know where they can find you. Beginning with Ingrid of Sintra, please.
Hi, I'm the Azure Butterfly, or Azure for short, or simply Rachel, Fae Butterfly on the internet. You can find me over at the azurebutterfly.ttv. I am also the creative director over at Rolling Nomads. I'm obviously a part of Witcher Ways of Old, as well as Transylvania Beckons, and I have my own show every Thursday called Azure Storytelling Studio. I will let the name describe it itself. Yes, and I'm found on all the social medias at the Azure Butter 1.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Next up, Calamus Acris, please.
Hello, I'm Avery. This evening I have been the debonair debutante, Calamus Acaris. I'm at Golden Gwydion on all of the social media platforms. I'm also the storyteller for Transylvania Beckons, which will be on tomorrow evening. We hope to see you all there.
Excellent. Next up, Cersei Aveline.
Oh boy, I'm feeling things. Luna or Druid by Night. I am found at Druid by Night on TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, Blue Sky, and Instagram, I guess. I'm also in Transylvania Beckons. I am the social media director for Rolling Nomads. I stream at Druid by Night, and tonight I've been traveling.
Excellent. Didn't cut out until right at the end there where it said Cersei Aveline.
Fuck.
But you did great.
You're Aveline.
Next up, last but certainly not least, Relic Within.
Hi. This evening I've been Relg, who probably should have gone back to the cart because now he has some emotions. But it's fine. It's fine. When I'm not being Relg or Jack in Transylvania Beckons, which you can catch tomorrow, I'm usually as I was, because I think I'm funny, on all the social medias. There's spaces and places that there shouldn't be on half of them, but that's because the corpse of Twitter has opinions.
Opinions be damned. We will always find you. And of course, we have been the Rolling Nomads. You can find us right here on twitch.tv/Rolling Nomads, as well as on YouTube, where these uploads are, or the episodes are finally getting uploaded, and we're catching up to date. Yeah, the big mass uploads began this weekend. So if you're looking for places to catch up, it's going to be youtube.com/Rolling Nomads, where you can catch up with our Witcher tale, as well as our other excellent actual plays, such as Transylvania Beckons, Book of Saints, and Sign on Godsend. That's Twitch, YouTube.
Who are you?
Oh, I will get to
Who
me
are
after,
you?
I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I was waiting.
Yeah, you can keep up to date with us over on Twitter at _Rolling Nomads, where you keep up to date with our cancellations, our late starts, our new programming, and all the trailers and things that we drop. That's all of us. That's everything there.
We have
Say
We have-
your name.
we have a TikTok.
That's
It's
it. Yeah.
TikTok shaped.
Yeah. Also at _Rolling Nomads, where you can find some of our trailers that are TikTok shaped.
Say the line, Ramos.
I have been your game master, Gilbert Ramos, found everywhere at Ramos the Nomad. I am the media director for Rolling Nomads, and lucky enough to be here with all these lovely people. That's us in That's us in a handbasket.
There it is.
We're
He
gonna.
said the line.
He said the thing.
These-
Do the roar.
Do
Do the roar. I fucking love that so much. That's gonna be in my head forever now.
Stick around. We're gonna find someone to raid and pass the level along. We will be back with you guys next Monday at our original time. So until then, we'll see you next time. Same time, same place, same heroes. We'll see you then.